Welcome to the Waldorf GridIron Club Podcast, your home for all things football at Waldorf University, the best small college football experience in America. Hosted by Andy Buffington and me, Troy Thompson, from the secret gridiron bunker beneath Volsdorf Field. Now, let's meet the captains of today's podcast.
Welcome to another edition of the Waldorf GridIron Podcast. We got a couple special ones tonight, Troy, as always. A couple players. Isaac Burgett.
Yeah.
I said it right. And the living Waldorf legend, Sam Huntley, is with us tonight. So it's going to be fun to talk to these guys a little bit about the program. And
Isaac's like, I'm so glad that I'm here today with the legend.
So, yeah, and the best part is that, and you folks don't know this, but we had visitors to the underground bunker, Troy's in-laws, and Troy's mother-in-law right away. Mm-hmm. Sam got into the bunker, and first thing that came out of Bez's mouth, "You're my favorite player." Isaac's standing right there.
Right.
That's amazing.
Does that warm your heart a little bit, knowing that you're the favorite player of a 80-year-old lady? She's gonna.
Hey, that's wonderful.
I might have to edit that number out.
That's so wonderful, man. Hey, that's unbelievable.
Well, they go to all the games, certainly all the home games, and the whole family does, and it's fun. And they've been doing that for quite some time. They, basketball games and everything. So they follow Warriors. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're big time Warrior fans.
Yeah.
So Isaac, number 36 on your roster, he's a sophomore. He's a punter and running back. He's the punter this year for the Warriors. He hails from Emmons, Minnesota, just up the road, right across the border, state line.
Yep.
Yeah.
So is the state line liquor still there?
Nope. I have not seen anything about that.
Now, I'm not saying that we used to go up there because, we did.
Yeah.
And they used to have a beer called Hauenstein. They still make it in New Ulm, but they had cases of Hauenstein for like $8.
Oh
bottles.
yeah, you could go up to Minnesota and get interesting beers that you can't get in Iowa.
Well, true, and I think you can get it in Iowa, and it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
But the reality is that you'd go up there and you'd be 19 or something like that, and the gentleman would always say, "I need to see some ID."
Yeah,
you would literally hand him your ID that says he's 19.
This could be why it's not open anymor, but go on.
Yeah, well, he made a sale. He made multiple sales many times.
The Pig's Eye. They had Pig's Eye. Did you ever have that? That's a Minnesota beer.
I probably did.
That was a St. Paul thing. Pig's Eye. Have you ever heard of that?
No.
Yeah, they don't. I don't know if they make that anymore either.
Well, Pig's Eye. Come on, gross.
Well, there you go. That's what St. Paul used to be called.
So, Mr. Burgett, he went to high school at Alden Conger High School, wore number 16 in high school as a running back. And then if we're going to turn our attention over to number 0, which is one of the coolest numbers in football.
It didn't used to be even a number you could use.
Right.
Recently, last however many years.
Yeah. James Jackson Jr. wore that last year while Sam took a hiatus, and we'll talk a little bit about that.
Yeah.
But, now, Sam, you're going to have to help me with the name of your hometown.
Dania, Florida.
Dania, Florida, from Hallandale High School. Is it Hallandale or Hallandale?
Hallandale.
Yes. All right. How big a school is that?
It's it's a nice size. Average high school, but football was big there.
Yeah, like what's average for Florida?
About 400 students.
Sure. Now, is that in the Miami area?
Near Miami. It's probably like 20 minutes away.
All right. So you a beach guy? Were you hanging out South Beach?
Yeah, I'll be on the beach a lot, but mostly I'll be, in the clubs or something.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, welcome to Miami.
Yeah. So we're going to talk a little bit about Sam and his music. Later in the podcast. It's going to be fun.
Okay.
Because man of many talents. He's not just a football player.
No, of course.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So Isaac, why don't you tell us a little about your high school career?
Yeah, let's talk about that.
You said you were at
Alden
Lake
Conger.
Mills.
Yes, I went to Lake Mills for a few years in elementary school, then I transferred to Alden.
Okay.
And then
Were you recruited
No.
to go to Alden?
Nope.
Oh, no.
Nope. I've lived in the same house my whole life, and I just went up the road, and I've played track, football, basketball, golf, trap shooting.
Really?
Yep. Yeah, in high school I played running back, slot, punter, kicker,
Wherever they
defensive
needed
back,
you.
yeah.
Utility.
Yep,
dude.
yep.
Do you hunt then? Because what do you hunt?
Goose and goose, duck, and deer.
Oh,
usually. Yeah.
great.
I haven't got into pheasant hunting yet, but
Yeah.
it's hard when you're busy during the fall.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's
Very true.
Very good. Well,
What do you do during the fall? Oh, never. I'm sorry.
yeah.
Strange question.
Yeah. Football.
Yeah, I think so.
Football much?
Maybe punt a
Little
few
bit.
balls every now and then.
Yeah. Absolutely. So tell us about how that. I mean, so you punted a little bit in high school, and you were on the roster at the beginning of the season as a running back, and even in spring ball. And then how did that happen? Where they said, "Hey, we need a punter."
So
Sounds like that's how it happened.
yeah, I mean, just after practice, I was just kicking, and I was with Coach Morrell, and he said you should try out for punting, and I was like, all right. So I did it, and it was good and good. And then I talked to the coaches, and I decided to switch. So whatever can help the team, and I'm happy that I did. So yeah,
Nice.
Good for you.
Yeah. Yeah, a good punter makes a world of difference. And I you're getting there. You're getting pretty good.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you're good.
not as I want to be, but
You're getting there.
Takes time.
Pin it down there on
Yeah.
the 3-yard line. Stick it in the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you had a big one against Mayville on
Yeah.
Saturday.
Yeah,
And by the way, our number 22 nationally ranked Warriors.
I know.
Up 2 spots. That's pretty great. And statistically, we're in the top 5, top 10 in most all of our stats.
We're the only one in our conference that is rated in the top 25 right now.
Right. Yeah. Dickinson's been receiving votes, but well, that's not going to happen after Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely not.
So
Right.
go Warriors. How about that?
It's exciting. It's very exciting.
We were 28, then 24, then
Yep.
After
the Ferris State game, we dropped out.
Came
Yep.
right back at
24
again.
Yep. And then jumped up to 22.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of good teams in front of us. Nobody's good as us,
Not at all.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's a lot of great NAIA teams that are ranked in the state of Iowa.
Yeah, see, Morningside still up there, number 1. for some reason.
Northwestern, Grand Valley. All this
There's
stuff.
more than one
Grand Valley?
Northwestern. Or no, there's 2 Bethels I saw that were on there.
Grab.
They have to specify the Bethels.
Oh, there's a million Bethels.
So many Bethels.
Bethels, Concordias, all that joke.
Yeah, too many.
I mean, think of an original name.
Yeah.
How about Waldorf?
Yeah, that Waldorf.
Really, that's a
Yeah.
different type of name right there.
There you
Right.
go.
And it was built in a hotel, but not after the Astoria. And it means in German, it means Forest Village, which is kind of funny.
Waldorf means Forest Village
Yeah,
in German.
if you add a D, but so it's Wald and Dorf, you get. Yeah. It's Wald is forest and Dorf is a village, not a city. But Forest City is really not a city either. If you take a really close look at our number of streets and people.
A town.
Yeah,
Burg,
we should switch to that. Just be Forest Village.
Or we could
Something
say
different.
the Hamlet of Forest.
There you go. Yep.
Don't you like
Yeah,
that?
I like
Sounds
that. I do like a
something
good
new.
Hamlet.
I'm a wordsmith.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, Sam Huntley, Sam Huntley's sitting at the table here tonight. It's an honor to have him. Sam, he is leading. He's got the most receptions and the most career receiving yards of anyone in Waldorf football history. That's a big deal, Sam.
Yes, sir. That is to everyone. That's a part of this. I couldn't do this by myself.
Waldorf history, football history. 102 years.
1920. Well, yeah, they started.
1920.
Yeah, 1920. So 102 years of Waldorf football.
Wow.
And you sit on top of that. And I will say one thing that we know about Sam. Sam's an extremely humble cat. He's not the type of guy to say, "Yeah, I'm doing it." He doesn't strut around. He's all about team. He knows that if the offensive line doesn't do their job, it doesn't give the quarterback the time to get where it needs to be. But you don't get 2276. Is that your number right now?
78, 2278.
2278. 2 yards off, not bad. 6 feet. But yeah. And those are fantastic numbers. And we're not done yet.
No,
We are not done yet.
a lot of
Far from
time.
it.
Who did we play before Ferris State? Because that was the game that you broke 2,000. Before you went to Ferris State,
That was Dakota.
Dakota.
Yeah, that was a non-conference Dakota State.
that was
game.
Dakota State,
Yeah.
and that was before Ferris State.
Yeah, when we thumped them. Now Dakota beat Valley City
Okay,
this week.
I'm sitting up there in the box, and the sports information director is right beside me, and he obviously takes down all the stats as they're going on, and I'm announcing, and we're watching every pass for a variety of reasons, but anything that's coming your way, like I'm watching his countdown. So like the game prior to that, you might have gotten it if you had gotten a few more looks and a couple more hits, whatever. But it was just like, here we are at, and he's counting down with each one.
Yes,
and then, so as soon as it happened, we made that announcement, which was really exciting.
Yeah, that was great.
And it's cool for the school and the fans and everything. Obviously, pretty cool for you too.
Sir.
Congratulations.
Yes,
and you're already 276 yards beyond that. In just 78 yards. Fantastic. Congratulations.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, and so you've had the luxury of playing with some fantastic quarterbacks here at Waldorf. Hilton, Bo Joseph.
Yeah, you go back.
All-American.
Yep.
You were one of his favorite targets. But there's been, that now you got Coop. The last, now 2 years. This is your first year playing with Coop.
Yes, sir.
What's your experience with those two quarterbacks? What are some of the noted differences that you've seen in those two? They're both great.
They're both great quarterbacks, but starting with Hilton Joseph, it's just something about him. His the way he thinks and the way he operates is kind of different. He has a great mind on his shoulder where he knows exactly where he wants to do with the ball and he knows exactly when to run and get out of bounds and stuff like that. Well, Coop, he has similar tendencies as Hilton. It just I think this is Coop probably like third time really playing QB. And he's doing a great job at it. And as he continued to be a quarterback for this university, he would continue to grow. And he's fast, just like He has quick thinking. He has a nice arm. So I won't be surprised if he's in the record books anytime soon.
Yeah.
So those guys are both great. And as you said, Hilton Joseph was a 2-time All-American.
Yep.
That's kind of tough to come by. So,
yeah. He was very elusive, and if he got in trouble, he could get out of the way and really move the ball himself.
Yeah.
And obviously so can Cooper. But the thing is that he doesn't necessarily elude anybody. I think Jordan just lays into him.
Right,
kind of
over
looks
top.
forward to it.
Yeah,
I
he
think
looks
it's slightly different.
Transit for him to running back.
Yeah.
Coop's a little bit bigger than Bo was.
Yeah, well, height
Or
they might
is.
be about the same, but I think, but yeah, for sure,
Yeah.
he carries more weight, and and I think they feel it when they meet him. So fun, yeah.
So Sam, what was your high school career like?
In high school, I wasn't the Sam I am now.
I keep looking at Isaac. I just want to make sure that he knows that we're.
We'll get back.
I'm paying attention. I'm learning a lot about this.
This is a great guy right here.
We're witnessing greatness at Waldorf University. So
I appreciate it, man. You are great too, man.
I appreciate it.
But high school, I didn't really play until senior year because I was in and out of trouble. I got kicked out of high school my 10th grade year.
Sure.
I was just not in the right spot. I wasn't mentally focused with football and stuff. I was doing other things. But when I got to my senior year, I finally said I'm gonna play football how I need to. End up playing football and getting a couple offers, which allowed me to go, get recruited. But then Waldorf took a chance on me because all of my other offers got took off the table because of things. Got took off the table, so Waldorf gave me a chance, and that's when I came here in 2016.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
That's awesome.
And so you're just a great story of that, overcoming that adversity and rising above your circumstances and situations. I mean, any young man in the world makes mistakes, and again, it's just you rise above them, and look where you're sitting today.
Yes,
sir. So
yes, sir.
For sure.
We're all proud of you, and you should be proud of yourself.
Yeah, I know that President Bob Alsop has mentioned you by name. Particularly excited to see that when you were coming back, you must have had a conversation with him.
Yes, sir.
And how'd that go?
Well, he gave me a nice text. He the one that really sealed the deal of me coming back.
Is that right?
Yes. He sent me a text.
Oh boy, Bob.
He was he said he don't care if I come back and not play football. He just wanted me to graduate.
Right.
And that kind of like hit home. Like he really care for the students and the athletes. Like he just don't want us to be football players. He want us to be student athletes where we graduate.
Right.
And that meant a lot to me. And so I will forever thank him for that, coming back,
That's a great
Love it.
story. The president of the university reaches out, obviously appreciates you as a player, but appreciates you as a student, has your best interest at heart, say, come back, make sure you graduate. This is where we want you to be. That's awesome. That's a Waldorf story right there. I like that.
So one of the things I usually say ad nauseum is my involvement with the team. I wash uniforms and fix helmets. I think that's kind of it.
The greatest at it.
Oh yeah.
Retweet.
Nothing but the best.
But one of the things is that you see the characters on the sidelines. You see the characters in practice and stuff like that. You see the type of people that we have. And I'll say something. Isaac Burgett is he's a very positive person. He likes to joke around. But it's one of those things that you're all about team, Isaac. You always have been. I've never seen you down. I've never seen you in a place where you're moping around like, well, you sure want to be running back this year. It's like, your role, but still, I mean, you're out there grinding.
Mm-hmm.
So is that something that you've always been?
I mean, yeah. I mean, ever since I was younger, I mean, I just playing with my buddies and stuff. I mean, it's just, I don't know how to explain it. It's just something that comes natural, I guess. I've never been a selfish player. Like something bad's going on with the team, I just try to, help the brothers out. And if my long snapper's not snapping good, I'll, words of encouragement, goes a long way. And it just comes natural to me, I guess.
Well, I do see you on the sideline, folks. If you're watching any game, number 36 is always moving. He's always moving back and forth. You're usually talking to somebody. You're always congratulating or talk. I mean, like you're busy back there, and obviously you're occasionally preparing as well. But you're back there and you're talking to your teammates, which is it's fun to watch.
Yeah.
I mean, you're back. You got something. I don't know what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know. It's so many conversations. I mean, ever since I got here, I love the team. I mean, everyone on the team, I try to have a relationship with, and even if it's someone that doesn't play much or someone that plays a lot, every now and then I just try to have a conversation with them. Just to see how things are. I want to make sure that they're good to go. Yeah.
Well, that is appropriate. He's so in Emmons. You mentioned Emmons before. I was thinking that's Border Fest.
Yep.
They have Border Fest at Emmons. So, folks, if you don't know this, the Iowa-Minnesota border, Waldorf is not that far removed from the Minnesota border. I'd say, what are we, 12, 15 miles away from the actual border, somewhere in that range.
About 18, yeah.
18. So, right up there north of us is this town called Emmons, and they're on the border. And half the part of the town is actually in Iowa.
In Iowa, yeah.
Yeah, kind of
Well,
like the little outskirts. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's called the State Line Road.
Yep.
That runs right along there and right through there. And I think that they even get during those events, that Border Fest, I think they get Winnebago County support from law enforcement.
I think so. I think so.
Like both counties are like,
Yep.
oh, no, we'll help out.
Yep.
Somebody's going somewhere. Yeah, that's a good.
And I think when they have Border Fest, like the stage and everything, I'm pretty sure it's right on the border too.
Right? Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's kind of like
I'm going to have to make my way to Border Fest. Sam, what do you want to go there?
Yeah.
When is that?
That's in July, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
You going to be here in July, Sam?
Ooh. We could make a trip.
It's finally it's
Right.
finally warm.
Yeah.
You know?
Hey.
That's
Yeah.
right. There's also a little, this is like a tour guide for Emmons, but there is also that little store that's open like once a month there on Main Street. And we've been to that. My wife and I have been to that a few times. They sell like stuff, like our local artists and things.
They sell stuff.
They sell local artists stuff.
Store that sells stuff.
I don't know what it's called. This is the worst advertisement. Do you know what it's called? You're not shopping in there?
I mean, I don't go through there much, but I know they have a gas station that's owned by Paul Air, and I mean that's where I mean, my grandparents grew up there. Well,
Okay.
My grandparents live there, but I usually kind of grew up there.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd run around town and go to the gas station and grab a pop or anything. So that's
Could have went to the liquor store.
Yeah, well, not if
maybe.
not if it closed for other reasons.
They were selling Hauenstein too cheap.
Oh, Hauenstein. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. What's your major?
Exercise science and health promotion.
Okay.
Yep.
Health promotion and exercise science.
Yep.
So
Mike Gatlin.
Yep, Mike Gatlin and Missy Reynolds.
Back to
Missy Reynolds.
Yeah,
Yep.
Missy Reynolds. Yeah.
Yeah, give Missy the shout out on the podcast. I
Yep.
hope she listens.
Yeah, she might. She
Yep.
might. I don't know what she's bicycling or whatever. She's always doing some sort of fitness
Running
type
50,
thing.
80 miles just for
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
that. Sounds great.
Yeah. So why did you pick that?
I mean, I've always been involved in like athletic activities, and before I even got there, I was just looking at the majors and stuff, and it kind of interests me. I mean, there's so many jobs you could do, like personal training, athletic training, and then my goal is to get into coaching. So I feel like that would help me with like nutrition and other sorts of health promotion. So,
Okay.
yeah, that's how I got into it. I just
That's good. So now when you're punting, now let's get back to some technical things here because that is
boy.
well, I mean, so is there a particular way that you like to have the ball? I don't want to get like Ace Ventura on you or anything like that was
Laces out, Dan.
well that was place kicking, but that's
Yeah.
correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but is that a thing for punting, or you just
Yeah.
like get it and go?
Yep. So in high school, I just kicked it, right? And then once I got here, started working with Zach Morrell and Coach Shapa. And I mean, they usually want the ball dropped kind of flat. You want it flat so you can kick it off your foot, and you want your toe pointed down, kind of. So it's kind of a flat surface so you can get that spiral. And then there's different styles of kicking, like regular kicking. That's usually what we do. And then we do a rugby kick where you just kind of roll out and just kick it through the wind, so it kind of rolls even farther when it's very windy out. So
Okay.
yeah, there's a lot of technique, and I've learned a lot. Just these month or two, so I've learned a lot.
And the running back experience certainly comes in helpful if something gets muffed.
Yeah,
Pick it up and go.
I hope not. I hope that doesn't happen. I hope I don't get to see the field much this year, because that's good.
Well,
good.
that's true. I mean, if
Yeah.
but the punter's not on the field very often, that's not a lot of field time for the punter, but it's really good for the team.
Well, and that's one of the things too, is that Ed and Isaac, they practice that snap all the time.
Yeah.
And Mr. Voracek is he's exceptional as a long snapper.
Yeah.
He takes it very seriously too. And that's, I mean, what a crucial part of the game. We talk about three phases all the time. Defense, offense. If you don't have solid special teams play, and that's one of the things, is that you've had numerous occasions, Isaac, of pinning teams deep, or getting the ball high enough at times so that our guys can get down there. I mean, we've had a few turnovers off that, and Isaac doesn't get excited when he has one of those phenomenal plays.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Right.
Yelling and screaming.
I joked to the some of my teammates. I said when they I get example presentation when they muffed it, I ran down there to celebrate, and I got on the sideline. I was a little gassed. I was like, "Oh, man, I need to do some cardio."
I had to run.
Yeah, I'm not used to it anymore. But yeah, no.
You did stretch out. You get the good team stretch, and you're like, that ought to do it.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty good here. This is a couple of years ago. I was I couldn't tell you. Thank God, I can't tell you who we were playing, but it was definitely not last season. But then when you're up in the box, the Waldorf announcers that are doing the radio broadcast, they're students, and they are, and I can hear them. We're all in the same room, and so I can hear what they're saying. And a lot of times they reflect what I say, because I'm pretty good at getting the pin where where the ball is going to be located and getting it out there right away and who tackled what. So then I can hear them reflect. But then, so I'm kind of listening to them. And there was this team that had the worst punter I think I've seen play Waldorf in a long time, and I'm thankfully I don't remember which one of our rivals it was.
Was it Mayville on Saturday?
And it was not this
Simpson
Saturday.
Simpson this year?
It was that guy was. But this was a special bad, because the guy, and this is again a couple of years that he could be graduated. I don't know, but his demeanor was very soft and nice and kind, and he was always had positive things to say. Obviously they're the home team, but he was always very positive about the other team. And so you're developing how to be a broadcaster probably. And so this is like the worst punch you've ever seen. It almost went backwards, straight up in the air. I mean, you might remember, I don't know, there's so many things, but this thing comes straight up. They're midfield, and it's like comes up and almost comes back down. It was maybe a 9-yard punt, maybe. And it was so high. Everybody just had, I think both teams had time to kind of like almost shake hands, before it was just ridiculous. And, it finally, obviously we recover it, and it's like great field position. And the kind announcer, student announcer said, I mean, I try to remain positive and say good things, but I mean, that was the worst punt I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, gosh.
Just because it's honest doesn't mean it's mean.
That's right. And I mean, it was crazy. So you're not that guy, and we don't want to jinx it, but I mean, that is that. But I'll tell you what, if that does happen, I will, I'll let you know. I think that you'll be like, hey, remember that?
That's holding them accountable.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we talked a little bit about the positivity of Isaac on the sideline and supporting his players. Now, one of the things, there's a moment that stands out in this season, really specifically about Sam. Sam is a team leader. That's just, I mean, that's his nature, you know. Now, one of the things that happened, and I can't remember which game it was, it might have been the Dakota State game. Will Strickland, they called him for targeting.
Yes.
I don't want to talk about that, but
Yeah.
anyway, they call him for targeting, and of course, obviously, Will's upset. You know, he's a grinder. He gets right in there and he plays hard. He went over and had his moment on the sideline, and I'll never forget. Sam is standing on, he's standing on the bench, and then Will had his moment, gets up and starts helping his guys that are still out there because he was disqualified from the game.
Yes.
And I'll never forget Sam Huntley talking about, Will Strickland, I see you. And it's I got goosebumps quite literally.
Yeah.
That was one of those, you want to talk about leadership.
Pull him
It's
back.
one of those things. You have Will Strickland setting it on the shelf, walking out there and coaching his guys up, giving them the advantage that they can,
Right.
doing what you can for your team. But then you've got another team leader saying, I got that.
Yeah.
I see that. I recognize that. And Sam, have you, at your time at Waldorf or wherever else that you've been as far as high school and things like that, have you always been that type of leader?
Yes, sir. Because I always been like the kind of like older than most people.
Sure.
So I always had that leader, being a leader since a kid. Because my mom always taught me, be a leader, not a follower. So when I put myself in position, I like to, bring everybody else up with me. Because if everybody a leader, it's unstoppable. Yeah. Because at this point, like, everybody can, do what they have to do without, no question.
Yeah.
So when I seen Will do that actually gave me goosebumps too.
Yeah.
Because that's like being a leader, you know
Absolutely,
what I'm saying?
right.
And not just necessarily me.
Yep. And that talks about that support structure throughout this team, and not just your upperclassmen, not just your producers. It's those things. It's Isaac on the sideline, being positive, talking to people, chatting them up, keeping them going.
Yeah.
It's Sam. And not just, and it's things that a lot of people don't know, but even after the game on Saturday, Sam was like, you guys are champions. You guys are, and I could look at the band app and say exactly what he said, but you're sending that stuff out there to everybody on the team. That says a lot about your character. It says a lot about the type of person. And it doesn't even matter what type of player you are. The reality is that you understand the importance of that moving forward for this football team.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, when you like what you see, and that's what you did. You saw something in a teammate that was, he overcame adversity. Nobody liked that targeting call. I mean, we all felt like that was, kind of crap.
Horrible.
But you got to go with what the officials say. And
GPAC official.
he was very, obviously Will was rightfully upset. And then, when you saw him get up and start helping out the team, then you credit him for that. You're co-signing something good. When you do that, that makes a huge difference. And that's what you try to do with, I try to do that with my kids. If I see something, they do something that I like, I need to make sure that I tell them that so that they're like, oh, Dad likes that, and you're doing that with your teammates.
Yes,
Well, that's just great for them to see. So
Yes, sir.
yeah, that's great. I appreciate it.
So one of the things that a lot of people don't realize is that during the game, one of the things I like to do is that if there's a timeout or if there's any type of delay, injury, something like that, I like to grab a bottle of water and run out to the officials and make sure that, hey, can I get you some water? Of course, I got my Waldorf gear on, just doing a little, greasing the skids a little bit.
There you go.
After that targeting call, I'm just standing there like,
Oh,
I hope they're thirsty.
yeah, you parched, I think.
Yep. Wow. Well, you guys look sweaty. Are you feeling peaked?
That was not, and that was an earlier game, so it was nice and warm that day too.
Yeah,
Yes, it
exactly.
was.
That's right.
And after a while, I'm like, they're still human beings. I should probably be a
Right.
nice guy.
Oh,
Yeah.
man. Yeah.
But yeah, it took a while for me to get back out there.
Yeah. Well,
I
that
showed them.
Yeah.
Them all right.
Yeah, that was so. Talk about this last game in Mayville, and that's how long is that? 12 hours? It's a 12-hour drive.
6.5, I think.
6.5, 7 hours.
Man,
Stay in Fargo. It's an hour north of Fargo.
I took the wrong way then. No, I didn't go. I didn't
This
know.
week is going to be
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Take a left at Duluth.
There you go.
Yeah, you'll get there.
Yeah, right. Yeah, big left. If you're at Duluth, yeah, that'd be a big left.
Yeah.
For sure. Okay, so then you started. You had a practice at North Dakota State. I should say.
NDSU, yeah.
Yeah. So how was that?
You want to go first?
Sure, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, we got off the bus, we practiced, and at first it was a little slow.
Mhm.
We were a little slow, I think, as a group, because we got off the bus, and I think we're a little tight in the legs and everything. But I think throughout the practice that we had, we kind of locked it in a little, and then I think it was overall, it was a good trip.
Nice experience for everybody to go to Waldorf facilities is awesome.
You're right. Yeah, but
we can't discredit
It's not NDSU, is it?
But it was a nice experience for everyone to see that, because everyone's have dreams, and everyone had dreams to be in this environment like that. So
Yeah.
it was kind of amazing to see people's faces and the excitement that brought them.
Yeah.
Man, it's time to play now.
Yeah.
We finally seen this type of environment. Let's go do it. So that's what I got from it. And we did have to lock in a little bit, but that's what I got from that experience. So yeah.
You got fired up, and then you went up the road, and boy, kind of a very close game. So Andy, you were traveling. I was traveling.
I was in Lathrop, Missouri with my daughter, son-in-law, and hanging out down there. There was about a 2.5, 3-hour time stretch where I was pretty much unavailable.
Oh, okay.
I was staring at my phone the whole time, doing a little yelling, that I don't even remember what the call was on Tuan Collymore, but it's like,
yes,
what?
Horrible.
What?
Yeah.
Like, come on, man.
Yeah, we, my wife and I, we took a trip down the river. We went over after the high school football game in New Hampton. We drove over to Waterloo, and then the next day we jetted over to Dubuque, down to Davenport, stopped at Dyersville, the Field of Dreams. I'd never been, so I feel like if you're an Iowa kid, you should, you definitely should go. That was pretty. I ran the bases. I have to say it was a little bit of an emotion. I did not think it would be an emotional experience, because I'm not that wrapped up in.
Tell me your dad stepped out of the corn.
It would have been weird if Tracy came out of the corn, although he is a farmer, so he would have been probably checking the crops, seeing if the corn had dented properly and all that, But it was fun. It was a cool experience and so forth. But we're between Dubuque and we had stopped for lunch at this little town called St. Donatus, and that's just a little tiny village. It's got the oldest barn in Iowa, so you know how exciting I am when we go on field trips. But it also has this one restaurant in town that is the town place, and that's where we watched a good portion of the game in there. And so there's hunters had come in from, it's the 4 guys that have been together since they were in elementary school, but now they're in their 70s, and nobody believes each other's stories, but they're still telling them, and they're dressed in their camouflage. And then there's it's just this great little, it's a bar, grocery store, restaurant, catering company,
all in one.
Really?
Drugstore. It's everything, and it's open 7 days a week in this place. So I'm giving
Want your nails done?
Yeah. If you're in St. Donatus, it's called Calmus. That's the only place you can eat. You should stop by there. But anyway, we watched them. So now we're cheering on the Warriors. And then there were times when it was like, what in the world? And it was nothing necessarily that you guys were doing. It's just it was a lot stiffer competition than I thought that it was going to be.
Yeah.
Thank God you came out of it and wrecked their homecoming.
And I didn't. As I watched that game, guys, there wasn't a time where I felt like we're in trouble. It's just knowing the team, the character of the team. I didn't ever feel like, this is starting to get out of control. It's like,
did you guys feel that way? Because I know what Andy's talking about. I had faith. We're going to win this.
Yeah, we didn't have any
But
doubt.
what came down to the Vontae driving that 15 yards in.
21.
Yeah, but we were listening to the announcers. Well, so would you be. Were you listening to the announcers? Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you hear what they said?
Oh, he's down at the 15 yard.
He's still going. Like they're having their Paul Allen moment, and it's for our guy, and he just drives in, and that game has been won now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, there's 12 seconds left. They didn't have a shot.
Right. It was over with.
Yeah. I think throughout the game, I mean, it's always tight up in Mayville, but I mean, I was kind of calm and collected. I trusted our coaches, and I feel like we would have pulled out eventually, I think.
Oh, yeah.
I felt very comfortable in the game, and I think a lot of people did on our team too.
Well, that makes a big difference. You're cool-headed, collected, calm, collected.
Yes.
Well, Sam with the clutch catch there to get that was that a third down conversion? And whoa,
that was big. Yeah,
that was huge, dude.
I appreciate it, but the line did an awesome job blocking and giving Coop the time to step up in the pocket and deliver those throws. It was kind of huge. The whole offense as a collective, and that's what we look forward to. We never budged. We never fought. We stayed composed, and that's what the winning teams do. Find a way to win.
Yeah, and we've had Malik Adams on the podcast. We've had Seth Oakes. You guys have so many freaking weapons on the outside, including yourself. It's ridiculous. You got Mike Mouton out there, and then of course we've got Antoine Jackson, tight end. We've got Nolan Frohwein as a tight end, and you guys, it's like I would
go
hate
anywhere.
to be a defensive coordinator thinking about. Because it's one of those things. If we just have Sam Huntley, easy.
They'll dial in
easy,
on you. And sometimes they do, and then that's a big mistake.
Yeah, then they're going to throw it to Malik. They're going to throw it to Seth.
I think that happened at the beginning of the season. I mean, am I wrong?
Yeah.
It seems like they're like, well, Sam's over there. We know number 0, and so then we're going to go and we're going to dial in on him.
Yeah, but now they can't because we got weapons everywhere.
Yes, we do.
You don't know who to guard.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's the right place to be then, for sure.
So Sam, now did you grow up down in South Florida?
Yes, sir. My whole life. Always in Florida.
Tell us what life is like for a young man in South Florida.
Probably much like Emmons, I would think.
Life in,
Pretty close.
Way different, I'm assuming. Yeah.
Well, life in Florida, it's a wild life because we don't meet a lot of like nice people like as you guys. Down in Florida, it's kind of rough. Like growing up, we had a lot of we had a lot of opportunities, but at the same time, it wasn't as presented as well. Like
right.
We had football is a lot of how would I say it? It's an outlet for a lot of guys right down there. Without football, Florida would be way worse, or any sports like
Sure, right.
It would just be way worse because of the environment. But growing up there, it's kind of big. It's fun, so it's a lot of fun things to do. But it's just you have to get your mind in the right spot to be able to be successful.
There's room for shenanigans down there, I'll bet.
Which kind of shenanigans?
Well, shenanigans in general.
Yeah. If he says shenanigans one more time, I'm going to pistol whip that guy.
Oh, God. Right. So it's kind of like, you got to keep your head in the right spot.
Yeah.
Or it's not like, you're not going to be where you want to be.
Sure.
So, so you got to get it all together.
So some of your friends in school, it's like, was football or athletics their ticket out? As far as being able to go someplace else and try to get that degree, if you will, things like that, the folks you hung out with?
Of course, because like I said, back at home, football is the outlet. So when we get this chance to leave the house and come out the middle of nowhere to Waldorf University, it's a huge change, and people have to adapt to it. The good thing I did, and a couple friends did from home, and made something out of it.
Did you have friends come up here with you?
Yes, I had a whole Hollandale crew come up here.
Oh yeah,
like Raymond Civil, Keon Hodges, those guys like that. Played
yeah, Keon and Ray Civil, those great people.
All those guys came from Hollandale as well with me, but
really,
Hilton Joseph came up, from his school, and we had a lot of guys come down from Florida.
Yeah. And we talk about the Tomball connection on this podcast quite a bit, but there was a huge connection with that South Florida area, around your school, and Ray Civil was, I got to work with him my first year, and he's a character. Yeah. He's funny dude.
He do music as well. He's multi-talented. Yeah.
And Keon Hodges, him and his girlfriend were expecting their first during the season, and it was fun And Keon was rock solid, locked in all the time.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
That dude. Yeah. Well, that's great to know that there was a connection there.
So it's a bigger area, and then it's a way to talk about sports as a way to advance yourself, leave the neighborhood for a while and come back. What's funny though is that on the flip side of that, the small towns, you talk about Emmons and Alden and Conger and Lake Mills, and even those are smaller towns than Forest City. Right. Same thing, Isaac, that, some opportunities like sports are an opportunity for folks to leave the small town.
Yeah, I'd say that. Yeah, there's a lot of kids that take pride in their athletics. And I know a lot of kids from like smaller schools that play multiple sports in college too, not just one primary sport. So I think that's kind of an outlet for them. And I think it's a good outlet too. I mean, it can help them with their academics, helping them get good grades, because hey, if I don't have good grades, I can't play this sport. So
right.
Yeah, I think it's a good outlet for kids in the smaller schools and bigger schools.
Did you play multiple sports?
Yep.
Everything?
Yep. Football, track, golf, basketball. I did trap shooting, if you consider that a sport.
Yeah. Well,
yes, it is.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much.
I mean, yeah.
That's a skill set that a lot of people don't have.
Well, we were just throwing clay pigeons out the other day. My son had just got a shotgun and
shooting at your brother's house.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, it is that direction. But it's further away than not just right next door. He knows what's going on.
I'm sure he does.
Yeah. What kind of shotgun do you have?
Whatever. I mean, Remington. I usually shoot Remingtons, and then 20 gauge. We have a little 20 gauge, and sometimes I take that out, just shoot birds every now and then, but I prefer 12 gauge.
Yeah.
I have shot a 10 gauge for goose before.
Have you?
Yeah, and that thing kicks like a son of a gun.
Yeah. A little bit.
Yeah, just a little kick.
My great uncle Richard has a double-barreled 8 gauge.
Oh my God.
I don't even know you can get shells for that, but that'll knock you on your game.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah. What's the point?
I don't know. He just likes guns, I guess.
Yeah.
Why not add it to the collection, man?
Yeah.
So a little interesting, Troy, he talked about his Uncle Richard. And just so you know how small we are around here, is that, growing up, I knew who his Uncle Richard was. But there were two. There were two Richard Thompsons.
Yeah.
And they both went by the surname Dick.
Yep. Yeah, that's
So both of them, and so one of them was a carpenter, and one of them was a pig farmer, and so his uncle was Pig Dick, and his and the other guy was Hammer Dick.
Yeah, that's all true.
So when somebody'd say, "Well, I was talking to Dick Thompson the other day," well, I'm sorry, I was talking to Hammer Dick.
Yeah. Well, that is correct.
Yeah, absolutely. So small town, you get stuff like that.
Yeah.
So did you have any characters like that back in Dania?
No, we went by a lot of nicknames.
What was your nickname?
Sambo.
Sambo. Well, I've seen that on your Twitter feed.
Yeah, so that's my nickname right there, Sambo, and I went by Sam.
Yeah. So was that a friend's nickname or was that a family nickname?
Well, Sambo is a friend's nickname, but
So like all the guys you hung out with, when you were growing up, is like, did they all have nicknames?
Yeah.
So give me some nicknames for South Florida.
Well, you got Hilton Joseph's Bo.
Bo, yeah. How'd that happen?
Wait, are they all Bo? Wait a second, you just add Bo to everything?
So I don't. So Bo, I met Bo like on his last year of playing high school.
Yeah.
And he came up here to Waldorf, but he came here before me actually. But
okay,
he just got that name because he was fast and like naturally,
Bo Jackson.
Yeah, like kind of like Bo Jackson. So
there you go.
You get that name, but Big Ray for Raymond Civil.
Big Ray, he was a big man, or he is a big man.
Big Ray,
and he could cook.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Ray Civil used to. I mean, that was kind of a side gig for him. Yeah, and I'll cook for you sometime, Coach. I'm like, that'd be great. And then he left.
Oh,
so I never got Ray Civil's cooking.
Yeah, so they just go off your name and just add a little swagger to it.
All right.
What would you add swagger for Andy then?
Well, I know what they call me. I mean, to my face.
Yeah. Well, Coach isn't.
No, Coach.
I mean,
you get the respect.
Yeah, you do
that's
get
all the respect behind his back in the face.
Coach Bo. Wait a second. You can't call Bo everybody. Yeah.
Well, yeah, and it was one of those things that I think it was Coop one time. He said, "Hey, Coach Andy." That didn't sound right.
Yeah.
And so for most of the guys, I'm Coach Buff, which is great. That was my nickname in high school, Coach Buff. So Isaac, what was your nickname in high school?
Yeah.
I had a lot.
geez.
Let's get the list out.
Burgetti spaghetti.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Burgetti spaghetti.
Burgetti spaghetti.
Sounds like an elementary.
Yeah.
Hard to cheer that though.
Yeah, just Burgett, Burgett, Burgett. I mean, just different pronunciations.
Iceberg.
I've had. Shout out to Gavin Johnson. He calls me Burgadelli.
Oh, okay. Burgadelli.
Which is a new one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Huh.
I mean, I mean, just all sorts of, I found out a lot of people that some people don't even know my first name and will just be like, "Oh, Burgett," on the team and stuff. So I think that's what I'm called. So I like it.
So Sam, why don't you tell us a little bit about? So you had a gap year.
Let's get into that a little bit.
Yeah. So you kind of dove into music in the last year. So tell us a little bit about that. That's very interesting to me.
Well, all my life I've been doing music. Since I was 5 years old, I was able to play the piano. I can't read music, so I just play by ear. So whatever song you put on, I can play it. But so I just got into rapping because I always known how to, make music and stuff, like playing piano I played at church and stuff too. So
yep.
So when I had that time off, I just used that time for, to get my body right, healed up,
yep.
Still train and do music because I had nothing else to do.
So did you go back home to do all that?
Yes, sir. Right in Florida.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
So have you had any success? Anybody taking a look at your music? I mean, there's a lot of folks out there doing it.
Yeah, I have a lot of unreleased music with known artists now in Florida. So I've been around like major guys, like being around Lamar Jackson and stuff like that.
Who's that? Lamar Jackson. I feel like that sounds familiar.
I mean, look, you're really looking at the wrong guy.
Oh,
I mean, and if it's not, probably country or Frank Sinatra or Dean Martin, I don't know really anything. But
okay,
yeah,
yes, sir. And being around my brother, Tyler Huntley, we traveled around the states and stuff. Traveled and do music with people.
You went on the road.
Oh yeah.
Nice. Oh, nice.
Yeah. So
cool.
we was living the life.
You go to the clubs, you're working.
Yeah, we working all the time. That's what I'm saying. You got to better yourself every way.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I like that.
Is that something you want to continue after Waldorf?
Well, continue to do music?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm always continue to do music. I can't leave music alone.
Yeah.
It's been in my identity too long. I can't just whenever I see a piano, I gotta,
I wish we have a keyboard in the closet here in the bunker, which is weird, but you never know. Sometime I might.
And I never
had that set up. I had no idea.
I never gave a thought to learning how to play the piano. Freshman year at Waldorf, me and a buddy are walking to the CAF, and you go through the campus center, and they used to have an upright piano just sitting there.
Mm-hmm.
And my buddy goes, "Oh, hey, a piano." And it's like, come on, dude, I'm hungry. I need to gain 40 pounds. It's my freshman year. So
I'm on a schedule.
Yeah, he throws it back and just starts playing. And it's just, it's nothing really familiar. He's just playing and it's beautiful. And I'm thinking, come on, let's go. And then I sensed things behind me. Like somebody's standing here watching. And it was about a dozen beautiful college girls,
ladies,
all starry-eyed, like,
yep.
Oh, he's playing piano. Mm-hmm. And all I thought of was right there is like, damn.
Play on. And then you're just leaning on the piano. You're like, how you doing? Morning. Any requests? They go through me.
If I would have started singing, they would have been like, all right, thanks. We're done.
Gone. Yes. That's amazing. Yeah. That's good.
So is that the key? You play the piano and the ladies like it?
Oh, yeah. They're going to come around. They love the beautiful sounds and where it comes from.
Well, and I think anybody appreciates talent. I love watching somebody that can actually play the piano, and the fact that you play it by ear is impressive.
That's it. That is impressive, especially since there's both hands are involved, and I feel like that's probably normal for a lot of actually instruments now that I think about it. But I took piano lessons as a kid. My mom made me do it for 2 years. Like if you take piano for 2 years, then I don't know what the result was, but then you can quit, I guess. And so I did. I could not get my left hand to work with my right hand. It's like I just could not get this. I can read music and I sing I don't sing anymore, but I played the trumpet. It was really bad, but I could do those things. Just piano was very difficult because it's that. And same thing with, like trying to teach myself guitar and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
My wife gave me a harmonica. I mean, all I can do is, it's just, I wish. So kudos.
Anybody want to hear a train whistle again?
Yeah, that's exactly it. That's exactly right. Yeah, we have video of me in Alabama in a beach house, and all I could do was, And then we did attract a bird or two. You know, big crane came in. And that was it.
Hey, that's
You
okay.
might have to upload that
music.
to the Gridiron podcast.
Oh, and there's video of that. Maybe I will. No, I'm sure that's what they want. You know what? We'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll put that on the shelf.
So what if we could sample some of your music though?
There you go. A
Ooh.
collab.
We'd have to like
collab, yeah.
Yeah, you could write us some theme music. I mean, right now we I can't remember whose music we use, but
Christian Leo, but that is I give credit to him. I don't even know who that is. He's probably a dude in who knows where. You can get the music that is, you know, I pay for a service, so it's that's what it is. Yeah, and it turns out that I've heard some other stuff. I've heard our theme song on other places because it is
cheap.
Yeah. Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Isaac, what was your hidden non-athletic talent?
I don't know if I have a hidden talent. Maybe picking up a pitchfork for my parents because I grew up on a hobby farm. I think that's a talent that not many people get to.
So did you raise animals?
Yep.
Like what?
We had sheep. Well, we still
Okay.
have sheep, and then we have goats. We started into goats.
Oh, do you? I was hoping you'd have goats.
Yeah.
That's a weird. I didn't mean it to come out like that. It
was odd.
I
was hoping you
I
had
had a
goats.
conversation
Yeah.
at the gas station today, like with one of in the country. You know, you say my neighbor. Well, my neighbor is like three miles away, but
Yep.
like you know where each other lives, and he has goats. How's that going? And he's like telling me all these stories about goats, and it made me want to have some goats.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like them because they're kind of annoying.
Oh,
But
really?
Yep.
I have a younger sister, and she loves them, and they do 4-H and FFA, so she shows them that. But I mean, I've learned a lot through 4-H and FFA too. I mean, just
Sam's like,
it's a completely different world. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm actually listening.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna have to drag Sam up to north of Emmons to the
I've
farm.
had multiple teammates. Last year, I had a little cookout.
Yeah.
and we've had
Did you have goat?
no, gosh, no. My mom
They're
would
like
not let that
pets.
fly. No.
Yeah. Well, so some people do the goats for the dairy, and then others do for meat.
Market. Yep. Yeah.
It's like $3.48 a pound right now.
yeah. It's
Just saying.
Ooh.
yeah.
It's actually pretty
Now,
profitable. Goats are pretty profitable for some reason.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of why my
Yeah.
parents got into it. But I
And they
mean,
couldn't do it.
Yeah, it's just
Are they big goats or little goats?
depends. I mean,
They all start out
we've
little.
had a few kids. I think that's what you call them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But usually we're breeding them, and we're kind of lowering the sheep level, and kind of get that happy medium with the goats.
I
and
heard
sheep.
they like to. Well, I heard today that they like to eat like weeds and stuff. They're
Yeah.
not too big on like the alfalfa and the
They can
normal
eat
grass.
anything, don't they?
But they
Yeah.
like the pine needles and stuff.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Why do
and
they
then
go
they'll-
crazy for that?
I don't know why. And then they'll just some of them will stand up on a little ledge, and then they'll throw their head back. And,
Well, they love that being on the
Yeah.
high part.
yeah.
They'll climb up on anything. If you put a lot of times you'll see people that have goats. Do you have an old broken down car you just put out there? They love to climb.
Oh gosh, no! Oh my gosh, my mom would.
We can get you one.
Yeah.
I could line that up.
Hey,
They love to climb up on stuff.
Yeah.
They like to be. Yeah.
invite the team over. Have a little bonfire.
Yeah, there you go.
Have a
Yeah,
little
we
show.
could-
There you go.
Yeah,
Be with a bunch of goats.
Yeah.
Sam is
When I was-
back in Florida, and he's like he's like telling his friends, like, yeah, and let me tell you something else. You know something about goats? First of all, they love climbing, and they like eating pine needles. Nobody even knows why.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, what in the heck is going on here? What happened to Sam? Is this what you studied when you went to Waldorf?
Hey man, I tell them the different things that goes on up here. Like
And they can't believe it, I'll bet.
I swear they can't get the chance to. So whatever I learn and stuff up here, like I take it back on. It's
Yeah.
always good to learn.
I had a buddy, a high school friend of mine. He was out in Los Angeles. He was a sound engineer. He got a credit on Warren G's Regulate album. So his name's on there, which is pretty cool. But he brought some of his buddies back from LA one time, and their mind was blown that we could be in town, start driving, and then the road just turns into
Gravel.
Gravel.
Nice.
what?
Yeah.
Like, how does that happen? Like,
That'll wake you up if you're driving on a late night.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So when I was growing up, my aunt and uncle Bill and Jean, they used to have a goat milking operation. So I got to go hands on with those things, and nah, I'd highly not recommended.
Not your cup of tea.
No, I have never lived outside of a city limits.
Oh,
and
but-
most of
Really,
it's
you
been.
got it.
Yeah.
I know. I really need
But
to.
the goat teat situation for you, was that exciting? Not so much.
I was probably like 9 years old, so
9.
not at the
Wasn't
time. If
a
I would have been a
thrill.
few years older, it would have been pretty great.
You're not leaning on the piano in the campus center going, and let me tell you something about goat teeth. And the girls are like, go on.
Exactly. Ooh.
This is not the direction I thought this was going today.
Yeah.
Isaac, does that work for you? You might try it.
Oh, I don't know. I should.
Like
try it.
at the freshmen, when the freshmen come in.
Yeah.
Hey, come over here.
Exactly.
We gotta make your own. Do they have like a little? They do. Waldorf has like a little thing where you can go around the little event fair, or like the group. I don't know what it's called.
It's like
You go
show
around-
and tell.
No, you go around and like you can join like the different groups they have on campus. Right?
Oh,
What's that
yeah.
called?
It's in the.
You could have your own group.
In the atrium. It was
The goat
a couple weeks
teeth
ago.
group.
Yeah. This is like your own
Yeah,
thing.
hey, we could start our own.
Bring a
club.
little
Yeah.
goat, and then when you bring that, people are gonna be like, "Oh my god, a little
the
goat."
cutest
Like,
little
oh
thing
God,
ever.
This is your
Yeah.
piano moment.
There you
This is your- yeah. That's now we're
There you
working
go.
it out. We're getting it figured out.
Sam could
Yeah.
mix up some.
Sam's got a little mixtape
yeah.
going.
Yep.
He's playing the piano.
Yep.
There's a little baby goat over here.
That could be
Isaac's
part of our
just like,
fundraising
that's
too.
Right.
There you
Yeah,
go.
exactly.
So you can
Yeah,
fundraise.
pet the goat.
Yeah.
I love
Oh.
this.
Pet
$25
the
per
goat,
pet.
Kick the not kick the punter. Pet the goat, kiss the punter. How about that?
Yeah, there you go.
Wait, how did we? Wait a second. We lost money. How'd that happen? All right.
So one of the things we skipped over is we talked to Isaac a little bit about what he's majoring in. Sam.
Oh
what,
yeah, I forgot to ask.
academically,
What are
where
you
you
going to
at?
graduate with there?
Sports management.
Okay.
I'm in that field of, after this, if I don't go to the NFL or any leagues,
Yeah.
plan on being a coach, giving back, to everything that I know, giving back. So
Well, one of your former teammates, Tino Martinez, Ryan Tino Martinez, he got drafted in the TFL, which is a Mexican league. That's a big deal, So we can say, well, it's just Waldorf. It's just the NAIA. No, it's not just Waldorf. It's not just the NAIA.
Yeah.
And you get somebody with talent like what these guys got right
Yeah,
here.
for sure.
There's upside.
upside to it's only take one to open the door for many.
That's right.
Yeah.
Very true. So, Sam, talk a little bit about your journey from Dania, Florida, to Forest City, Iowa. How did that happen? Well, I mean, you talked a little bit about it,
you got there.
with Bo and everything else. But what was that like?
Well, first of all, the drive and stuff is, it's 26 hours to get.
Oh my. Great.
26 hours to get here. So, that's a journey. That's a whole day. But coming from Dania, Florida to Iowa, it was a major change, though, because of the weather. For number one.
Yeah, it's a lot warmer down here.
Yeah.
But coming from Dania, it's a huge difference because you gotta learn to adapt. Like I had to learn how to talk to people more. Like I wasn't very vocal. Well, being on the football field, I am, but being that's like talking to people, like that really wasn't my thing. But I grew to learn how to talk to people and properly do that. Coming to Iowa, and that's one thing I could say I learned. And be able to learn and meet new people and new opportunities.
Yeah.
So, Isaac, why don't you tell the world? Actually, this is going out on the interwebs. All sorts of different. So, Waldorf GridIron Podcast. But why don't you tell us the world about your family?
Yeah. We want to know.
Who you got back home?
Mom and dad.
Yep.
And I got,
What are their names? They got names. Come on, give them shout
I
outs.
guess Don and Jarvis, and then I have an older brother, Ethan, that's 23, 24, getting up
I don't know why you're asking me.
I don't know. I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
And then I have a sister that's, I think she just turned 10. So, yeah.
Oh, a little tag along.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. She likes coming to the games. They come to every away game.
Does she have a
every home game.
36 jersey that she wears everywhere?
She does.
Oh,
That's
good.
great.
They did. I think they were selling jerseys the last home game, and
Yep,
I think
that's
she
Oh,
right.
got
that's
one.
right.
Yeah.
They
did.
They
They
were.
Yeah.
The old.
We bought two of them.
jerseys.
Those are old Adidas jerseys. Did you wear the Adidas jerseys?
Yeah, I did.
Oh man, those things are raggedy.
Oh, yeah, they
I feel
horrible.
bad for you.
I feel like Jack, who my son Jack is number 4 in high school. We got in the number 4. Is this what was the gray jerseys? I feel
No,
like
the Under Armour jerseys. Yeah,
They had gray and white. Yeah.
yeah. It was
I don't know
30
if it
bucks.
was the white one or the gray one, but whatever he got, it was. I mean, he put it on and it's so
Yeah.
tight.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
That could have been the white. Yeah.
Yeah.
They were tight.
So he wore the number 4. That was Bo's number. Yeah.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll have to let him know that.
Yeah, for sure.
You got to get Bo to sign that.
Yeah. Oh, right.
Where's Bo at now?
He's in Miami. He's doing good.
I'll bet he is.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
He's doing
I
good.
exceptionally
think
young
my
man.
brother. I think Reed, my brother-in-law, still is in touch with Bo.
Doesn't surprise me at all. Well, and Reed and his family are some of Sam's biggest fans. After the game, they're always wanting to take pictures. The kids.
Oh yeah.
So huge fan base
He's
here.
my guy.
Yeah. Don't say that too loud. So Sam,
Reed, yeah, he's my guy.
yeah. So Sam, who
We'll
you
try
got back?
Thanksgiving sometime. I'll tell you that.
Who do you got back home, Sam?
My mom, dad,
What are their names?
Ricky and Regina Huntley, and I got 3 sisters, but they adopted an entire family: Lisa, Nia, and Aaliyah.
So they're adopted.
Yeah, they're adopted. They're my younger sisters.
Oh wow, that's wonderful. I mean, and your folks, it just so happened that it worked out.
Kind-hearted, yep.
Yeah, good people.
Yes.
That doesn't surprise me even a little bit. Just getting to know you a little bit, Sam. So
Yes, sir. So they're great people. They took them in when they was young.
Mhm.
The oldest when she was 1 year old. So we got them when they're now because their mama couldn't take care of them. And then I have 2 brothers. The one in the league, Tyler Huntley, played for the Ravens. And then my oldest brother, he's in California right now, a talent agent. So
oh yeah,
yes, sir. So
he's going to manage you someday.
Yeah, you got
I mean,
Yeah, there we go.
that's the plans right there.
Oh,
That's the
all
plans.
right.
He got it all in work.
yeah, he's
All
probably
right.
going to
Does he
charge you
know
too
about
much
the
money.
goat situation? Though?
Yeah.
That's the real
Yeah.
question. He hasn't even thought about that.
So we all over the place. We learning. We expanding so we could be.
Like if you get huge in the music business, for example,
Yeah.
and then they have the entourage. You got to have Isaac with his goats, and it's just like,
Yeah.
who's the guy with the goats?
We can
He's
get
like,
you a
"These are
goat
my
feature.
goats.
There you go.
My goat handler,
Yeah.
my wrangler
Yeah.
over here.
There you go.
Can't forget.
Back off. This is an attack.
You
goat.
could start a whole new thing. Like people would be like, I don't have a goat wrangler. Get out there and find me a goat wrangler right now.
I got one right here. Can't
Huntley's
forget about
got
my
one.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could start
We
something.
can start a trend.
That's right.
Do it.
Yeah.
Start a new wave.
You got to come in and you got to be like, listen, Sam, I know we're tight and everything. We played football together, but Pete Diddy or whatever, he just gave me an offer to be his goat wrangler. Does he even go by that anymore? Is that I don't know who's what?
P.
P Diddy, yeah,
Yeah, he's there.
He still
okay.
does.
I changed names. I can't remember all that.
We're too old to even.
Yeah, I tried. That was the closest I got to sounding cool, and it went fast. I wonder if it'll
Let's
actually
be
happen.
honest, Troy. We jumped off the cool train
Ooh.
20 years ago.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah.
You guys are still cool.
Yeah, right. It was steam engine back then, and I'll tell you what, it wasn't.
Exactly.
You had to load your own coal.
That's right. We got a water stop coming
Right.
up.
Only every 9 miles. There you go.
All right, so we're staring down a big game on Saturday.
That's right.
We're traveling up to eastern Montana, Dickinson State. And actually, before we even talk about Dickinson State, was it not Coach Finley, but Coach Luttrell that brought you up here?
No, it's Coach Kent.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Anderson.
Ken Anderson.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's even
Yeah.
before.
Was it Kent? Was it LZ?
Coach
talked to you.
Coach Kent Anderson.
Kent?
He
Yeah.
came down to Florida.
Okay.
And,
Yeah,
he came and did an in-home visit and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
yeah. Kent's good people.
Yeah.
Yep. And so, but then he played under Coach Luttrell, who's he's back down in San Antonio at Earl Warren High School.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the more famous alumni of Earl Warren is, of course, Tyler Chapa. But and it's because I see Coach Luttrell, hitting you up on Twitter. Some of the things that have all the good things that have been happening to you so far this year.
Yes.
He's been following along, so that's pretty great to have that
yes,
relationship.
sir. Yeah, the relationship is there.
Yeah, well, for sure.
Yes, sir.
And that's so important. That's one of the things that I've seen is that, the coaches have high expectations of you guys on the field, but you hear it every week in practice that, this is important what we're doing to, for the football team. But at the end of the day, what they want for both you guys is to walk,
Yep.
we want that paper in your hand that says I did it.
Yeah.
Is that coming up for you, Sam?
Yes, sir. Right at I graduate this fall.
Oh, so you're going to be done here soon.
I'm gonna be done here, get this ring, and
Yeah.
walk off a winner. And
All
it
right.
was a lot.
There you go.
There you go.
Sam, I can tell you with all certainty, regardless of the outcome on any football field,
winner.
you're always going to be a winner.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes.
you've proven that you've got that character. So,
Appreciate it.
Dickinson State University. All right, so tell me your thoughts, guys. Isaac, what's the thoughts coming up on Saturday?
Probably whoop their ass. That's
All right.
Yeah.
I like that.
Not a
I
big
love
fan
that.
of them. I think we're all ready to rock and roll, and I I think we're kind of on the edge of our seats, and we're ready to go up there and make a business trip and get back home.
Well, they're the ones that you guys throughout these 20 some episodes that we've done on the podcast since we started. Everybody has said that Dickinson has got it coming.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Dickinson Valley.
Mm-hmm.
For a long time.
So, Sam, what are you feeling about the Dickinson game? Is there you guys working on some special things for the Blue Hawks?
They're nothing special.
You just gonna do what you do.
We just do what we do.
Yes.
Waldorf we're really the team to beat. Yeah, because because we got a special group of guys that's ready to play, ready to win. Dickinson they always been a team that's not the most talented, but they always been the most disciplined.
Yeah.
But now that Waldorf is disciplined and we have talent, it's hard to stop. I'm sorry.
All right.
If it's somebody stop this, it's Waldorf stopping ourselves.
Yeah, that's
right.
true.
So,
that's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we're going there to win and get this ring.
Yeah. Have you guys ever seen a Blue Hawk?
Nope.
I haven't.
Is that a peregrine?
No, they're not blue. They do have some blue on their head, but you're sitting around Dickinson like, I don't know, what do you think? You want to be the Falcons? Not the Falcons. How about the Hawks?
What kind of hawk?
What kind of hawk do you want to be?
Yeah.
I don't know, like a blue one? Blue Hawks?
Then
that sounds ominous.
What
and
color should our
scary.
uniforms be then? Probably.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What do you think? Turquoise?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, look, I'm glad that they're on the list. But when you're at the top and you are in the conference, the king of the mountain, someone's always trying to knock you off. So I know that the coaches preach 1-0 each week, undefeated at home, and find a way to win and all those other catchphrases. So focused heading into Saturday. It's a long trip out there. You guys have got a good record on the road, and with everybody, except for that national champion Division II team, but that is nothing but punching up. And you guys came back from that, and you had, some fire to breathe on that poor group. Was that who was that? Presentation.
Yeah.
They didn't.
Yeah, it was a gut stomping.
They didn't belong on the field with us.
No, that's for sure. So
you're right.
Yeah. So yeah. What do you think? What do you think about the Dickinson game, Isaac?
I don't know. I'm excited for this game Saturday, and I feel like the practices are stacking up, and it's we're not very. When I go to practice, I don't really feel any nervous about it. I mean, it's just another practice, another day.
You got a job to do.
Yep, focused in, and once we get on that bus, I think we're pretty much focused in and ready to rock and roll.
That's right.
You feel that way, Sam?
Yes, sir. We focused. We locked in.
Yeah.
From day one. We've been waiting for this moment, and this is the week to do it. The guys already, I feel everybody already locked in. Hey, it's just time to do it now. It's just time to win.
It sure seemed like it at practice tonight. There's an air of seriousness with the players. It's all business. This is we got a job to do, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's been fun to see. So looking forward to following along on Saturday again. No doubt in my mind, you guys are going to give it everything that you got, and you don't have to do anything special. And the reason is because Waldorf, we're the team to beat this year.
Right.
Not just in the North Star, but we're going to make some noise nationally, and we continue to
make some noise.
Ooh, I heard that guy. So anyway, we're going to wrap up this episode of the Waldorf GridIron Podcast. I want to thank Isaac Burgett. And I got it.
You got it,
dude. I want to say Burge, but yeah, it's Burgett.
You can.
Yeah.
Burgett?
No, it's going to be
Burgetti. No, Burgett.
Burgetti spaghetti.
Burgie.
What's the new one though?
Burgadelli.
Burgadelli. So
Johnson.
yeah, Isaac Burgadelli.
Yeah.
I
hope that sticks in my head because when homecoming it comes around, that's the week after this airs.
Yep.
Then announce your name.
There you go.
What happens if it comes out?
Hey, you can
Burgadelli.
You can toss it in there.
That's right.
You can toss it in there.
Well, who was it that you threw in touchdown? That was Morgan. Morgan.
Yeah.
Touchdown Dostal. Because he had those two. So.
Oh, well,
yeah. That was pretty great.
That was funny.
That was pretty great.
Yeah, that was.
So anyway, we want to thank Isaac Burgett and Sam Huntley for joining us on this episode of the Waldorf GridIron Podcast. guys, exceptional people throughout this organization, from our coaches. Obviously, you guys are learning a lot about these players, and make sure you follow along on Saturday. I'm sure it'll be available somewhere. But with that, for Troy Thompson and Andy Buffington, I want to thank you for listening to this edition of the Waldorf GridIron Podcast. And forever and always, we bleed purple, and we say, go Warriors.
Let's get it.
You can join the Waldorf GridIron Club today by sending a check to the Waldorf GridIron Club, P.O. Box 125, Forest City, Iowa 50436.
Or message us by visiting and like our Facebook page, Waldorf GridIron Club. Or email us at waldorfgridironclub@gmail.com.
Or it's as easy as clicking on the Support the Show link on your phone. Become a patron of the Gridiron Club by choosing to support the program monthly. $100 is the black membership at $9 a month.
The $250 level is purple at $25 a month.
$500 is the Warrior membership at $45 a month.
The all-conference level is $750 or $65 a month.
$1,000 is the All-American membership at $85 a month.
The champion level is $125 a month, and that's $1,500 a year.
$2,500 is the Hall of Fame membership.
The Waldorf GridIron Club Podcast is hosted by Andy Buffington and me, Troy Thompson. Produced by Sunnyside Farmstead Studios in beautiful rural Forest City, Iowa. The music is by Christian Leo. The Waldorf GridIron Club is a non-profit 501c3 organization dedicated to football student-athletes of Waldorf University. Our mission is to assist the program in maintaining the best small college football experience in America.